Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It is February 9th, and it is our first video for our first day of our new 5 days of consecutive learning. And so today we're just going to be doing a little bit of review, talking about factoring, right? We talked about that a good chunk of last week, so we're just going to refresh a little bit, make sure everybody's on the same page, and we know exactly what we're doing, okay? Like I said, we're going to factor algebraic expressions. So our first thing we got to talk about is when we're factoring, we are always looking for what? Right? We are always looking for our greatest common factor. Okay? Or, as a lot of you know it, your GCF. Right? So when we factor, we're always looking for our greatest common factor, the biggest number that we can take out of our entire expression. Okay, so we're going to start down here. We're going to look at example number 1. Right? I got 10x minus 20. So the first thing I need to do is I need to look at my 10 and I need to look at my 20. I am thinking of one number, the same number that I can divide both of these by to factor it out to make the number smaller but still whole numbers. Okay, so I need to take a number from here and I need to take the same number from here. Okay? Like we talked about a little bit, the setup will always be the same. Right? I need a space, parentheses, a space for another number, a minus sign, because a minus sign is what is in my original problem over here, and a parentheses at the end. So I'm going to look at both of these, and I could say, okay, my number is going to be 2. Well, the problem with 2 is that it's not the greatest number. There is a bigger number. We just got to really look at it and think about what it is. Okay? So our biggest number, our greatest common factor for this problem is going to be 10. Right, so I'm going to divide both of these by 10. The number that's on the bottom that you're dividing both of these by is what goes on the outside. So I need a 10 out here. And then I'm just dividing. So I'm going to do 10 divided by 10, which gives me 1. Right, so it would really give me 1x. But I don't really need that 1 there when I write my final answer. So I'm just going to pull the x up here. Then I'm going to do 20 divided by 10 and get 2. 2 is what I'm going to fill in that last spot with. So your final answer for this question is 10 times the quantity x minus 2. That is the factored version of this problem up here. Looking at example number 2, I'm going to slide on over. We have negative 18x plus 42. So what we're going to do, same thing. We're going to try to find a number, the same number that you can divide the 18 by and the 42 by to factor it out on the outside of our parentheses. Setup is always going to be the same. I need a number, parentheses, another number, a plus sign, another number, and a parentheses to follow. So again, I could say, okay, 2, right? I could divide both of these by 2 and that would work. But there's actually a bigger number. We have a bigger, greater common factor that we can divide out of both of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both of these by 6. Okay? So since 6 is our number that we're dividing both by, 6 is going to go on the outside. I'm going to do negative 18 divided by 6 because we have this negative symbol right there on the outside. Negative 18 divided by 6 is negative 3. Got to bring our x along with us, right? Don't leave him behind. He needs to come along. Put my x there. And then I have 42 divided by 6, which is 7. So your final answer for this problem factored out is 6 times the quantity negative 3x plus 7. Now, sometimes you're going to get to a problem and you're like, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I picked the right greatest common factor. I'm not sure if I divided right. How can I check my answer? Well, for this, that's what's so great about factoring. Factoring and distributing are opposites of each other. So you can check your answer for this work. So if I got my answer of 6 times the quantity negative 3x plus 7, I can distribute this to check to make sure that my answer is exactly what I have up here. So just like we've been doing, I'm going to distribute the 6 to everything on the inside, so I'm really just multiplying it all together by these numbers. So I got 6 times negative 3x and 6 times 7. Move this up a
little bit.
So I got to look at this and say, okay, can I multiply 6 and negative 3x together? Well, yeah, sure, I can multiply the two big numbers together. So I'm going to do 6 times negative 3, which is negative 18. Don't forget about your x, right? Don't leave them up there. They've got to come down here right next to the 18. And then I've got 6 times 7, which is 42. And then this plus sign, that is right here, needs to be brought down in between. So when you distribute this, you get negative 18x plus 42, which matches the original answer that we started with. So that's kind of like a nice little tool to check your work just to make sure you're doing everything you got to be doing the right way. This was our little mini review on factoring. If you have any questions for me or any of your teachers, please feel free to either message us on Canvas, talk to us on Zoom, or drop a comment down below. Thanks, guys, and have a great Tuesday.